Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and today I want to answer a question in detail that I got in the Q&A thread because I feel like this is something that can't be covered in just 2 or 3 minutes. And someone had asked me more or less, Jason, how long does it take a muscle to recover after training? Right? How long does it take a muscle to recover after training? And I need to know that, and I know it's based upon the individual, but I need to know that so that I know how often to train each muscle. And here's the problem with that: it's completely dynamic. It's completely dynamic. It varies based upon person to person. Your recovery on the exact same amount of training volume, recovery time will change based upon if you sleep an extra hour or reduce an hour of sleep every night through the week. If you add 300 or 400 calories to your daily caloric intake or reduce it by the same amount, it will change your recovery window. That's why maximum recoverable volume is a dynamic number. So, what I would say to that is that's asking the wrong question, right? And when we're trying to educate people and help people, particularly for me as a coach, because that's what I do, I'm a strength coach at this point and a YouTuber. My entire career at this point revolves around getting people strong and getting myself strong. It's what I do. And I wouldn't advocate people train at my personal frequency. Keep in mind, I have a job that lets me control my stressors. I can work from home 100% of the time. I have unlimited sleep, unlimited rest, unlimited quality of food. Most people are not going to be able to replicate my training. And anyone who's new to my channel who says, oh, I bet I could, go watch 2 weeks of my training vlogs. Okay, I don't take days off. I deload. I train over a month straight without a day off, hitting 1 rep maxes every day, and then 15 to 20 sets, often many of them to failure, on supplemental lifts after hitting a max deadlift or a max squat, without days off. I'll be honest, most of you are not going to be capable of doing that. If you have a normal 9 to 5 job, you cannot do what I do. It's impossible. Not going to happen. So, what we need to be looking at is those individual recovery factors. I've maximized mine. Now, for most of my clients, I have them on a 4-day a week upper lower. I don't have them train 7 like I do. They do 4 days a week. Why? Because muscles only grow for about 2 days after you train them. Okay? If your recovery time exceeds 48 hours, you don't gain any muscle. Let that sink in. Individual recovery rates are based upon your work capacity, your diet, your nutrition, your rest, your sleep, your stress management, whatever special supplements you might be taking. And no, I don't mean over-the-counter stuff when I say that. For those who don't get it, I'm not talking about protein powder. Okay, these things affect your recovery. You only grow for about 2 days. Period. That is what the research shows, about 48 hours. So if you aren't recovered in less than that, you're not growing. So in other words, if you still have intense DOMs in a muscle 48 hours after you trained it, you probably didn't gain any muscle from that training session because it isn't recovered. That's a good indicator. Mild DOMs for 1 day is an indicator of an effective training workout. Okay, that's about it. If it lasts 2 days, you probably exceeded your recovery window. Now, am I saying that's a perfect tool? No. However, without sophisticated equipment and you being a coach and being able to look at a lot of other factors, that's one of the better tools that you might have. Mild DOMs, mild soreness the next day. That's hopefully gone in about 24 hours. Okay, that's an effective workout that you could recover from based on your current lifestyle and work capacity. So if that's the case, training each muscle about twice a week is going to give us, again, you're only going to have 2 days of growth, about 4 potential days of growth. In some cases, people are going to train a muscle 3 times a week. For me, I do an upper lower 7 days a week. So every 48 hours, you go back to that two-day rule, I literally train every muscle every 48 hours. Now, my upper lower includes back and bicep type work on my lower day. My upper days are really just benching and bench and overhead press and accessories to those, so triceps and delts and pecs and all that. But you take the example of the exercises I'm doing in this video, floor pressing and tricep extensions on a bench press day. Okay. I do enough volume on those to take those muscles to where they recover, for me personally, in about 24 hours, so that I get a full day of growth. Same thing over here. I'm doing pendlay rows and then some bicep curls. Right? You'll see me do the curls at the end. Same thing. On my back, I'm usually deadlifting and other stuff on those days, so there's more back work involved. And there's biceps, and obviously all my other lower body stuff, because I tend to deadlift heavy on those same days. It's hitting my back. All right, we're giving those about 24 hours to recover and about 24 hours to grow. Now, the problem we have is that a lot of times when you go to the 3-day a week or more, 3.5 like I do, if you're not able to handle enough training volume to stimulate pretty high levels of growth, those extra sessions are more or less wasted. You're better off if you're going to do a moderate volume program. And when I say moderate volume, I'm talking 15 to 20 sets of muscle group per week. Okay? Or 15 to 20, yeah. So if you're going to do 10 sets for your chest, which could be bench press and incline, each, 5 of each, that's 10. You're going to do it twice a week. That's probably, for most people, that's going to be near your maximum volume. That might be too much for some people. But that is probably, for people with a normal lifestyle, going to elicit maximum muscle growth. And then again, you could throw in 5 sets for your triceps or something like I do. Because again, triceps only get worked about a half a set on each of those presses. So you're taking those up to that volume also. Okay? The only time you want a higher frequency than that is when you have so much recovery that you can handle more than 20 sets and recover from it. In which case you want another 10 sets thrown in on a different day. But here's the problem. We start reaching about that 15 set mark in a single workout, 20 sets in a single workout. Most people are not going to recover from that. They're not going to probably grow from it because they're going to need 48 hours to recover. So what you need to be looking at is not how often can I train, because most of you only need to be training 4 days a week. I'll be honest with you, 95% of people have no business training more than 4 days a week. Do some conditioning work if you want more than that. Unless you're blasting a bunch of gear. Okay, then there are different rules. Okay, we're not talking about that. We're talking about people who are completely clean or mildly enhanced. Okay, without a completely perfect lifestyle, which probably includes not having a normal 9-to-5 job and responsibilities around that. 4 days a week, you can probably squeeze everything you need in there. So what you need to be looking at is, how much training volume can I do to maximize my growth training each muscle twice a week, and that I can recover from. Now, people will say, well, it's harder to overtrain than people think it is. It is. It's probably 10 times harder to overtrain than most people think it is, including most personal trainers and fitness writers. Absolutely is. But there's also a point of junk volume and a point to where you are under recovering to the point where you're not going to grow off that workout. So what you should be doing is be assessing your individual recovery. Are you able to make progress on your lifts? Are you getting stronger? How sore are you and how long are you sore? All right. And when people talk about, well, you can always make up for those factors with food and sleep. Absolutely. I sleep 10 hours a day and I eat 4,500 calories a day. It's one reason I can do what I do. But we come back over to that point. Yes, those are factors that will change that. Is that really an option for you as a person? And if it's not, then you need to be dropping back to that 4 day a week, finding the amount of sets you can do. And it's probably going to be, as far as really effective, high quality sets in a single workout, it's probably going to be something between 5 and 10 to keep you at that frequency. So we shouldn't be asking, how long does it take muscles to recover? We should be asking, how much volume can I personally recover from when training on an appropriate frequency and split? Which again, most people upper lower 4 day a week. There are exceptions, but for the majority of people, you're not going to be that exception. You're probably going to find that to be pretty close to optimal. So you need to be thinking in terms of, with my current food, sleep, rest, stress management, recovery, how much volume can I get away with and recover from and grow from twice a week? All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.